Well, the month of June is upon us, and to some people, that means it is LGBTQIAS plus minus Pride Month. And let's just say some people have quite a lot of thoughts about that, on both sides. And so as usual, we have Aldo Butazani with PragerU doing a man on the street to see how people really feel about Pride Month now. Hey freethinkers, Chandler here, and like I mentioned, we've got a video with Aldo Butazani from PragerU who's going to jump in and interrogate people in some city, I imagine in California, he'll mention in the video, about how people really feel about Pride Month nowadays. So without any further ado, let's jump in and see what people think.
What's up guys, Aldo here with PragerU. It is officially Pride Month, so today we came to West Hollywood to ask people what Pride Month means to them.
Look at this place.
The LGBTQ movement has gone too far. Should be interesting. Let's go. What is the LGBT community proud of?
What it means to celebrate identity, both gender and sexuality.
What are they supposed to be proud of?
Survival. They're supposed to be proud of survival. People wanted us dead for a long time, and then we had to congregate in bars, which were owned by the mafia. And so, you know.
I grew up in the Midwest, so when I think of Pride Month, I think it's a good, annual check-in to really be proud.
I think they're getting carried away. I think they're getting to the point where they're shoving our gayness down their throats. I don't like people trying to represent me by jumping up on a float and dancing around in their underwear, and they look like they're 12 years old. Okay, that does not represent me.
There's a difference between not feeling shame and feeling proud of something. For example, they said that straight people shouldn't be proud to be straight, and in the same way, gay people shouldn't be proud to be gay. What do you think about that?
Absolutely stupid, because there's tons of straight trans people, and a lot of I don't know what's under your pants. I do not know your gender identity.
Okay, I have to pause it right there real quick. Not to say that I know many or any trans people, at least not any to speak of that I know of. I don't know if there's a such thing as a transgender straight person. I think maybe this is just me. Maybe this is me and my ignorance. Let me know in the comments if you think differently. Is there a such thing as being transgender and straight? Because no matter what, you don't know what gender you are. You say you were born as a girl, you think you're a boy, and so then you're straight as in you like women, but you were born a girl. And so physiologically, you are still female and you like women. Are you guys catching my math here? It's like, no matter what you do as a transgender person, in one way, shape, or form, you are gay. Maybe this is just me and my ignorance, but that statement right there confuses me so much, I don't even know what to say.
Am I going to force you to come out before I tell you whether or not you can say that you're proud of being straight or not? No. So if you say you're proud of being straight, good.
For myself, it's honestly, I've been gay for so long, there's nothing special about it. I feel like we've lost our special as a class of people. We've normalized ourselves so much.
Do you think that you should be proud to be gay? If you're born like this, why should you be proud?
I guess my thing is it even that big of a deal? Do you need to be proud of anything, or just be you? It's who you are. You don't need to be proud of all of just who you are. You are who you are.
The sexuality itself isn't something to take pride in. I think the pride is more so in the efforts our community has had, not really the fact that I like dudes.
Don't go into that thing of he, she, they, them, this, that, no. Okay.
That's taking it too far?
Beyond.
I love that you can kind of see the generational divide that exists between certain generations of LGB group people. The older guy is kind of like, listen, he's like, he just says, based off of what I can ascertain, he's like, I'm just gay. That is what it is. Don't go for any of the pronouns or anything. Who knows if he even sports the T part of LGBT. But no matter what, you can kind of see the generational differences insofar as that, how quickly things have changed. Because originally it was just the LG, or even just the G, just the pride movement in general, the very beginning of it, that wasn't all this extra stuff. And it's like, as this movement has increased and it's gotten further into our culture, we've started to normalize just the beginnings of it. We've kind of faced that slippery slope mindset of where we're letting all these other extra things in. And now it's becoming so much that even the people that were at the beginning of it, like that gentleman likely was, even he's sitting back and saying, listen, these pronouns they're just confusing me. I don't understand anymore. I don't want to go there.
It's gone too far. Do you think the LGBTQ community or the movement has gone too far?
But in this country, yes.
Just think it's gone too far. There's too many letters in the alphabet.
To say that the movement has gone too far is maybe just a little harsh with words. I think more importantly, what perhaps we need to do is refine the ways in which we celebrate and how we advertise it. It was so very much a part of being in the queer community as like, I mean to offend you. Like,
I didn't know if he was going to get that statement out there. He was really trying hard. I'm still not even really catching what he was saying.
Really? I think so.
I think sex in general is being pushed on people, and that includes young people. Then it sort of does leave everyone, including children, susceptible to pressures, and that can be.
There it is, right there. Susceptible to pressures, these young children, and that is exactly what is happening, which is why we're seeing such a high rate of this in our younger community, so much so that if you take it into account and assume that so many of these people will not naturally procreate, we're going to be facing a population crisis because of how many people within the Gen Z generation identify as LGBTQ in a way that would require that they not naturally procreate. That's scary.
That can be from anyone, so sure.
Do you think it's being pushed on the younger generation in media and education and various things like that?
I'm going to catch hell for this. And I worry about putting prepubescent kids on hormone blockers. I worry that trans is a trend like cutting was in the 90s. I'm afraid I'm going to get in trouble for that, but sorry.
Well,
and maybe he does get in trouble, but in my opinion, that is such an important thing to say. Looks like we've reached the end of the video, so let's just move on to some final thoughts. So I, of course, want to know what y'all think. I know a very small fraction, if any of y'all watching this, might even identify or might not identify with the LGBT community within yourself. But what can be said is that this has definitely gone too far, and it seems that members of that entire community seem to agree to an extent, or maybe even completely, depending on who you ask. Even the guys that look very young and look like they might be super hip and super on board with all of it are sitting back and saying, listen, dog, I don't know if we could be pushing this on the children. Some of them even saying, I don't know if we should be allowing prepubescent, and I'd say no matter what, minors to be transgendering themselves, placing themselves on hormone blockers, and taking surgeries, because he says it might be a trend, just like cutting was in the 90s. And I don't know if those things completely relate, but in my opinion, it's definitely a similar realm of thought of self-harm in a way. So I want to, of course, toss it to y'all, see what y'all think. If you were a man on the street in this video, or maybe person on the street being asked by a man on the street your opinion, would you agree that the LGBTQ plus community has gone too far? Or would you say maybe it's gone just far enough or not far enough? Thank you guys so much for watching another homemade video of mine. Of course, this is the reaction, so shout out to PragerU for putting together this fun little video. I love reacting to Aldo's stuff on the streets because obviously I'm on the East Coast. I don't get to interact with this all that much, or at least I don't go in the inner cities to interact with it. So shout out to Aldo, shout out to PragerU, and shout out to them for making this video. Aside from all that, I'll catch you next time, free thinkers. Don't forget to spread the virus of intelligence.